Hello, good evening. It is Sunday and it's 7:30, so it's time for Sunday stamping. It is a long weekend here in Ontario, so perhaps you're catching this live and perhaps you're watching on the replay as you're doing something fun for this long weekend. But anyways, I hope you are enjoying your long weekend and hopefully you're doing something fun. So let me know what you're up to. I am excited to craft with you tonight. I have some new product from the new mini catalog to share with you. So I'm really excited to show you this bundle. It was one that my projects came together really nicely for tonight, so I'm excited to share those with you. So if you are watching live, let me know by dropping me a comment so that I know that you're here. I'm just going to make sure I'm in the right spot here on Facebook. Yes, I am. Okay, so for those who are new here, my name is Jenna Moore. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in London, Ontario, Canada. And every Sunday at 7:30, I go live to share new products or new techniques that I'm working on in my crafting studio, and I share those with you. So tonight we are looking at the Sparkle of the Season bundle. It's a new bundle in the catalog, the mini catalog that will launch on Tuesday, August 3rd. Before we get into the crafting, I do have a couple of events that I want to remind you about, because tomorrow, August 2nd, is the deadline to register for 2 of my events that I hold when a new catalog launches. So the first one is the paper share. So the paper share, I have 2 spots left. It's $52 and you get 100 and, I'm just checking my sheet here, 108 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper. So it's 9 packs of the new designer series paper. And so you get a sample of each of the new packs of paper, so you don't have to buy all of them to be able to sample them. So like I said, there's 2 spots left, and if you're interested in either of those spots, you do need to register with payment by tomorrow. And the other one is the online holiday bingo. So that's another event that I run every time a catalog launches. It's always a fun night where we get to look at new product. We create 6 cards, 3 designs, 2 of each. You get a swag bag of new products, so you get $25 worth of product and the supplies to make your cards, and then we have fun playing bingo. And so you can win new product out of the catalog just by joining us. So, and just a reminder that when you sign up with a friend, that you both get an extra bingo ticket and you get a double set of cards. So this would be a fun event. This time I'm holding it online. Next time it might be in person, depending on how things go. But this would be a fun event to invite a friend over, and you could both do it at your crafting station together. So that's a fun way to get together with people and join us to play bingo. So I'm going to flip the camera around. I do have a couple of other things before we get started. August is a busy month, and so I just have a couple of things, and then we will get into our crafting. So just bear with me a second here. This transition is always a little funny with my camera, or with my phone, I should say. That's what makes it funny. Okay, so hopefully this will switch around. There we go. Okay, so one of the other things I wanted to let you know, oh, and I've got the arm in here, so just let me see if I can fix this. I tried to move my stand. No, that's not gonna go. This is gonna, maybe I can switch it like that. Okay, next time I'll have to fix that. I don't know. I've changed something on here. Okay, here we go. Totally out of whack. Okay, so one of the things I want to tell you about is that the designer series paper sale that's been going on for the last month, tomorrow is the last day to take advantage of these 9 packs of designer series paper at 15% off. And so that's available until midnight tomorrow. And then before I reveal what's under here, so we're in August. Can you believe it's August 1st? This summer has flown by, and that's crazy to me. So August is kind of a special month for me. It's a birthday month, and this year it's also my anniversary month. My husband and I were married at the end of August, so August is a special month. Actually, my parents got married in August, and my sister and her husband will celebrate 13 years on Tuesday. So we all got married in the same month. So August is jam-packed with lots of special events in my family. So this year I'm celebrating a pretty big birthday, I would say. So to celebrate, I'm doing a giveaway. And so for the month of August, you will have 3 different ways that you can enter into the giveaway. And on September 1st, I will draw for a free mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. And so between August 1st to 31st, you will get an entry for every $40 increment order. So if you order $80 worth of product before shipping and tax, you're getting 2 entries. If you attend a class or event, you get an entry. And if you refer a friend, which means either they're attending an event or they are placing an order, then you will also get an entry. So there's no limit on how many entries you can receive. And there will be full details on my blog, which is a new website, jenniscraftingstudio.com. I will have the details there. They're not posted just yet. And so that's for the whole month of August. Those are the ways that you can earn. So I will continue to remind you of the way that you can enter that giveaway. And the last thing I wanted to say is that I do have a new website. It is my blog website. It is jenniscraftingstudio.com. I do have a couple of blog posts live there, so you can check that out. And you can access my online store through my blog. And so because we are in a new month, we do have a new host code, which is there also. This month's host reward is Adhesive Sheets. So you've probably heard me talk about Adhesive Sheets. I love these sheets for intricate dies or dies with a lot of pieces, small dies. So I'm actually going to show you these tonight along with the Sparkle of the Season bundle. So our host reward is 6 sheets of the Adhesive Sheets. So that's fun if you've never had those and you want to try them out. And so the Sparkle of the Season bundle is a stamp set and die set. Sparkle of this Season stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set. Okay, and like I said, this is in the new mini catalog, which will launch Tuesday. And so the stamp set has greetings in it as well as images. And then the dies are really beautiful. You can make lots of different wreaths. It's got lots of pieces for different occasions. I'll show you how to use these dies in a bit. And so this I thought would be a real fun set. Now, the thing though is when I looked at this bundle, I thought about fall because there's this wreath that has the leaves on it, and Christmas because there's an evergreen wreath in here. So I came up with projects for tonight's video for wreaths or cards other than Christmas and fall so that you can see how this bundle actually becomes quite versatile if you expand outside the box and think of other ways to create with this bundle. So tonight I'm going to show you a couple of samples after we create this card, but this is the card that I want to show you tonight. So I have taken the evergreen wreaths and created it into a congratulations card. So this could be for someone who's bought a new house. This could be for a shower card, maybe for a bridal shower or something, or just congratulations of any other type. So it's not Christmassy, it's not overly indicative of one holiday, and so I think this would make a fun kind of all-purpose card. And of course you could change out the sentiment. I'll actually show you, I used a different sentiment than what's in this stamp set. So let's get started with the pieces. I'll give you the measurements and then we will start creating this card. So the card base I've chosen tonight is Misty Moonlight. This is one of the new, it's in color from last year, so from 2020 to 2022. And I've got a basic card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And then I have another piece of Misty Moonlight, which is 5.25 by 4 inches. This we're going to emboss. Then I have the pieces for the wreath. So I have a piece of Mossy Meadow, which is 3.5 by 3.5 inches, and also a piece of Crumb Cake, which is the same dimensions. And then I have a white banner, which actually I didn't measure. So it's quite skinny. So it's just about 5/8 wide. And it doesn't really matter the length because we're going to cut it down to fit your sentiment. And then I have grabbed a piece of one of the new designer series papers just because I wanted to make this little piece here. So this designer series paper is called Harvest Meadow, and it is what I would say is kind of the fall or autumn pack of designer series paper in the new catalog. It coordinates with Bumblebee, Cajun Craze, Crumb Cake, Misty Moonlight, and Soft Succulent. And so there's some fun, almost like wheat patterns or branches, not too much floral, but more like I would say this is like a wheat perhaps pattern, and some other patterns in those 5 different colors. Okay, so I'm creating with that tonight. And then we are going to embellish with the champagne rhinestones. These are one of, between these and the basic rhinestones, I use these a lot on cards just for decoration. And I do have a scrap of petal pink because we're going to do some of these little dots here. So what I want to do is show you the adhesive sheets used for I'm going to use them on the wreath and the berries. So adhesive sheets, if I can find them again, they come in these long sheets and they're in 3 different strips. So I've cut them down. You can cut these on your trimmer. And I've cut them just so that they're about the same size as these 2 pieces of paper. Because with this wreath die, I want to make sure that it's easy for me to glue them down. So maybe I'll just swap these out. I'm going to trim this one up just a bit with my scissors because I don't want it going over the paper. Okay, so like I said, they're in 3 different strips, so you just peel them off. They are sticky on this side, and you're not taking any backing off the back because you want to leave that for your die cut. So you just put the strips on here, and it doesn't matter if they're straight because we're just going to make sure that our die covers the adhesive sheets. And then I do have a little, or I did have a little strip of adhesive sheet for this piece of petal pink. And I'm just going to cut that off. Okay. So we have all of our pieces ready. So I'm actually going to grab, this is the mini machine that is in the giveaway. So if you're wondering what that machine looks like, you're going to see it in action tonight. Going to move some of these pieces out of here. So the nice thing about this machine, same as the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss, is that it does fold up for storage. So if you're tight on space in your crafting area, you can fold it up and store it away. Okay, so I'm actually going to cut these, and I think these should fit in the mini machine. Yes, they do. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the 2 wreaths first, and then we're going to cut out the berries. Now, because I have the adhesive sheets on the back of here, I'm actually going to bring this die back through. Normally I wouldn't do that, but the adhesive sheet just adds an extra layer of thickness. So I want to make sure that that really does cut. And so you can see it comes out quite nicely. Just hung up here. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same with the crumb cake. Okay. And I'm using, again, this same wreath. I haven't swapped it out for a different one. And then I'm going to bring it back. Okay. So I have that one out. And then I'm just going to put the petal pink through. And so this die does the 6 berries. So if you were doing a holiday wreath, you could use those berries. This I picked pink because it is one of the colors that coordinates with Mossy Meadow and Misty Moonlight. So I thought that would be fun to just show something a little different. Okay. And that die, oh, and they all came out. So to get these berries out, I'm just going to take my Take a Pick tool, pop these out. There we go. And I'm going to put those aside. And so, oh, there's the other berry. Okay, so we've done all of our die cutting. The only thing I need a machine for now is to do the embossing. And I'm just realizing that I need my big cut and emboss machine for the embossing folder. So let me just grab that. So because this embossing folder is a 6x6, you do need the big machine for this to go through. We do have other embossing folders that do fit in the mini machine, so don't feel like you're limited with the mini machine. There are quite a few embossing folders that will fit in the mini. Okay, so I just pass this through. Now you can see that this is embossed with that nice brick and mortar. Some of them are more 3D than the other bricks, which is nice because then you get that variation in the paper. Okay, so that's everything I think we need for the machine. The only other thing we need to do is the stamping and punching. So I'm going to put these pieces aside and let's do our stamping. So like I said, I picked a greeting from a different stamp set. You should see my desk right now. It's full of stuff. Oh, here it is. It's covered. So the greeting I chose is the Congratulations stamp set out of the Art Gallery set. So this is available in the annual catalog. The reason I chose it is because it has nice, clear sentiments that are for all different occasions. So I could have used best wishes or good luck. You know, this card would really do all different types of events. So I've got the Congratulations stamp mounted, and I'm using petal pink ink on my piece of basic white. And so I'm just gonna do that there. And then like I said, I'm just gonna trim up the end. So all you need is a strip of basic white that's gonna fit your sentiment. And then to do the designer series paper element in the background, what I did is I pulled out the rectangular postage stamp just to sort of give it some interest to create a border. So I'm not even, this piece of designer series paper is obviously not the same width as the full punch. And that's intentional because I wanted the straight line on the top and then the border, the postage stamp border around the outsides. I'm just doing that there. Okay. And so I should have made it thicker. So nice thing about paper is there's usually always more. Okay, so we're making it a little wider. Get rid of that punch. There we go, that'll do. So we're just going to get that little bit of designer series paper at the bottom. So I'm going to start by gluing these two pieces together, and I'm just using liquid glue for this because I just want to glue them flat together. I am going to use dimensionals to glue this on the card. I just want those two flat. So you can see, you just see a little bit of that designer series paper underneath, which is perfect. And then we can start assembling our card. So I've got my basic card base, which I'm going to fold on the score line and then burnish the edge with my bone folder. And then I'm going to adhere the embossed piece. And when it's embossed cardstock, I like to use my Stamp and Seal tape runner because it's got a heavier adhesive. So I'm just going to run a couple of strips of that adhesive on the back of this paper. And I'm going to center it in the middle of my card. Okay, there we go. Now what I want to do is take the wreath pieces and layer them on my card. So if you remember, I have the adhesive sheets on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for that crease, and I'm going to pull back the backing on this. And what you'll see is actually, I should have popped out the middle first. But we didn't have that because we're not going to use the middle piece. Okay, so here we go. So you should be able to still find the seam, which is right here. And you're going to pull away that backing. And the nice thing about the adhesive sheets is that for the most part, it will also pull away all the little pieces. And I'm at the other end of my seam, so I'm just going to pull up this part. And it is very sticky, so you will get a good adhesion to your card, which is another reason why this makes a great adhesive for your intricate dies like this one with all the little bits and pieces. So any of the little bits that don't come out when you peel away the backing, you can just use your take-a-pick tool and pop those out. Okay, so I'm starting with the crumb cake wreath, and I just realized I missed some of the backing here. A couple little bits here. So I'm starting with the crumb cake wreath, and I'm going to lay that flat down on the card. And I want to make sure that it maintains its round shape. So that adheres really well with the adhesive sheet, as you can see. So there's no lifting or anything. Okay, and now I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow wreath and do the same thing. So I'm going to pop out the center first. Just trying to be careful not to rip it. And what's ripping here is the backing on my adhesive sheet, which is fine. So popping that out, get all the little leaves out. Okay, and then again you're going to peel off that backing. So if you can find the edge, it works the same as a sticker. So all you want to do is find an edge where you can peel, and then peel that backing right off. Okay, and like I said, hopefully it'll peel off all the little bits that get stuck in the die. This, the adhesive sheets work great for the sunflower dies and any of the snowflake dies where you have all those little tiny bits. Really great for intricate dies and small, kind of fussy looking dies. Okay, so we have that second Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to be strategic, and I'm going to layer it not right over the same pattern as the crumb cake. I'm going to try to layer it so that there's different variations of this wreath popping through. Like I said, these adhesive sheets are super sticky, which is great, except when they're sticking to my finger. Okay, so we've got that there. So I've layered it a little bit differently in the two different cards. So we've got that there. Okay, and then the nice thing is I've got these adhesive sheets on the back of the berries. So these might be a little more finicky. Take-a-pick tool would be good for this. So all I'm doing is the same thing, taking the backing off, and then I'm strategically, well, not strategically, I'm just randomly adding these on the wreath. If you have fingernails, this may or may not work to your advantage. Okay, so we're just spreading those around. Probably just going to do 5 out of the 6 of these berries, because I also have my champagne rhinestones, which are going to add some embellishment to this wreath also. Now you could, instead of using the berries, you could use basic rhinestones or the champagne rhinestones as berries on your wreath. So actually I've chosen to use 4. And then the last thing I'm going to do is put my sentiment on. So like I said, I want to use Stampin' Dimensionals on here because all the other layers on my card are flat to the card. So this, by adding dimensionals on here, will give some interest there. And I'm just going to place it sort of in the middle of the wreath, but also hang off to the side. And then we're going to add our rhinestones. So I'm just going to add about 3, and I added them only to the embossed part of the card on the brick, just so that you get a little shine. So I'll show you that there. Okay. Now, if you had a Wink of Stella glitter pen, you could go around, you know, if you were doing a Christmas wreath, and add some Wink of Stella. That would add some interest to that also. So those are the 2 cards for tonight. And I did want to show you my other samples. So I was trying to think of some other ideas. So I did find this layout with a different card, and I changed it for this set. So this is actually this stamp from the stamp set that is a wreath, and I have made this more fall themed, but I've put a happy birthday sentiment on it from another set, just in case, you know, you had a fall birthday, you could do something like this. It's not overly fall, but it uses that same designer series paper. I've used some of the stamped leaves and then cut them out, and then there's these really cute pine cone stamps with the dies, and then these leaves, you actually get the embossed veins of the leaf when you cut them out. And then I've used the embellishment on here is actually a new embellishment in the mini catalog, and they're called Brush Metallic Adhesive Back Dots. So these are really fun. They come in gold, copper, and like a brass color. So 3 different colors and 2 different sizes. And then the last card, which I thought was really fun, is I wanted to take the star dies and create something with those. So I started by taking the die and I cut it out of the rainbow glimmer paper, if you've seen that in the new catalog. And as soon as I cut these wreaths, I immediately thought of the Hippo Happiness stamp set, because they have these unicorns in them, which I thought would be really fun if it looked like the unicorns were jumping in these hoops. So this is a glimmer paper. I cut 3 different wreaths out of different sections of the glimmer paper so that there would be different variations of the color. And then I love the sentiment from that Hippo Happiness stamp set. When in doubt, be a unicorn. So that's something that's super fun, either for a friend or a kid's birthday. I mean, I'd love to receive this card. I think it's nice and fun. So those are the 3 cards that I made so far with this set. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any questions about the product I've used tonight, the Sparkle of the Season bundle, if you have any questions about how the adhesive sheets work, or if you are still looking for a mini catalog in the Celebration catalog that starts Tuesday, please feel free to leave me a comment or send me a message. Otherwise, I hope you have a great Civic long weekend. Take care and be safe. Bye now.